Games left. Welcome to Bronx Knights Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like the video. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps. What do I mean by 6 games left? Well, my goal with this created franchise, the Bronx Knights, was to play 162 games, no skipped innings, no simulated games, all 162 on YouTube, plus the playoffs, of course, but got to get through the regular season first before we even think about the playoffs. And this is game number 157, so if you do the weird math, there are 6 games left in the regular season. So, yes, I've played every game. I haven't simulated any, but now that there are 6 games left, as you can see on the screen, I've blown open the division. The Bronx Knights have been inserted into the American League West division. They've taken the place of the Houston Astros. The Knights are at first place, as you can see, 103 wins and 53 losses. They have a 16-game lead in the division. The division is over, clinched it, division champions. So why not just simulate these games and get to the playoffs and get to the next season, you know, the season that counts, which is the playoffs and hopefully the World Series? Well, 2 small reasons. One, I'm going to scan over to the standings. Here are the standings right here. In order to get home field advantage throughout the playoffs in the American League, you have to have the best record in the league. As you can see on the screen, the Knights have 103 wins as division champion of the American League West, but also the Tampa Bay Rays of the American League East also have 103 wins. So with 6 games left, I need to finish with the best record. So these 6 games are absolutely crucial so that if I were to meet the Tampa Bay Rays in the playoffs, which team depends on gets the home field advantage, depends on how many wins I finish with. So let's get back to where we were and the calendar. And then the other reason is Chris Ramos, the second baseman of the Bronx Knights, at this point with 6 games left, has 63 home runs. That's right, 63 home runs. And it's interesting to see with these 6 games left how high on the single season home run record he can get. The record is 73 home runs by Barry Bonds of the San Francisco Giants in 2001. And I'm just real curious to see how high Chris Ramos can get. So let's jump into the schedule. So after, there's a day off in here, and then it's a 3-game set against the Seattle Mariners at home. First game is Madison Bumgarner. View organization's games. Let's cue it up. Play game. Okay. Play full game. We are the home team at Classic Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Looks good. It says it's raining, so if they say it's raining, yes it is. Madison Bumgarner is 12-4, going for win number 13. There was a day off, so everyone is fully charged, so let's rock and roll. Yes, like I was mentioning, 63 home runs. Current record is 73 home runs by San Francisco Giants, because Barry Bonds, I guess, either he didn't get paid by the Players Association or the steroid thing keeps him out of it. I don't know why. Bet against 75, Mr. Outlander. Welcome to Bronx Knights Baseball. Thank you for your loyal support. Those of you that are unaware, the Outlander Show is an awesome YouTube channel in its own right. If you're watching this on tape delay, please give the Outlander Show a look, maybe a couple of likes, even a subscription, if perhaps. American League West matchup. The first place Bronx Knights host the second place Seattle Mariners. Division crown has already been awarded. Only 6 games left of the season. On the mound for the Bronx Knights is Madison Bumgarner. He's 12-4 with a 4.01 earned run average. And leading off for the Seattle Mariners is let's see, Andrew Benintendi leading off. Interesting, hitting 278. That's interesting. I'm at work. I'm loving this. You will be back on the PA system in a few. I'm glad to be the entertainment in your health club. First pitch of the ball game from Bumgarner. In there at the knees, strike 1. Bronx Knights are 103-53. That is Matt Termini at third base. And that's Max Lukulich in center field. So next pitch, count is 0-1 on Benintendi, the left fielder. Cut fastball is high, count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. High strike. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Big strike zone so far by the home plate umpire. My goodness. Deep drive. Heading towards left center field. Back goes LoCicero looking up. And it's gone. Seattle Mariners take an early 1-0 lead on Benintendi's solo shot, his 23rd of the season. Here in the top of the first inning, silencing the crowd. Here's the replay. He tomahawked a high pitch to right center field. So 1-0 Seattle. Next up is Drew Mendoza, 299, 21 homers, 85 RBIs. This is his second year in the league. He was the American League Rookie of the Year last season. And that's a deep drive, but curving into the seats, out of play, strike one. Lines to Termini, nice stab, and there's one away. Starting lineup for the Seattle Mariners, Andrew Benintendi led off with a homer, he's in right field. Drew Mendoza lined out, he's at third. Fernando Tatis Jr. is at short. Nelson Cruz is in right. Freddie Freeman's at first. Kevon Biggio's at second. Donovan Casey's the DH. A.J. Pollock is the center fielder, and Kyle Farmer is the catcher, batting ninth. Fernando Tatis Jr., the cover boy of next year's MLB The Show, stepping up to the plate with one out, 271, 32 homers, 92 runs batted in. Here comes the pitch from Bumgarner. And he's late on the fastball, lines it up the first base line, strike one. So, I guess you could say that this might be a statement series. There's a good chance that the second place Seattle Mariners will make it to the playoffs as a wild card, so I'm sure they would not want to embarrass themselves on the eve of the playoffs. Popped up on first base side, overruns Mattingly in foul territory, makes the catch for out number two. So the cleanup hitter, Nelson Cruz, the right fielder, hitting 287, 27 homers, 96 runs batted in. Two outs here in the top of the first, 1-0 lead for Seattle. Nope. Misses with the cut fastball inside, ball one. In there at the knees, count evens at 1-1 strike on Nelson Cruz. Ground ball against the shift. It's through the normal second base hole. It's a two-out single for Nelson Cruz. Basically hit it the other way late on the fastball. The vacated hole at second base because the shift was on. Three infielders on the left side of the infield. If they had been playing him straight up, it would have been an easy out for Ramos at second. So next up, it's Freddie Freeman, the first baseman. 279, 21 homers, 73 RBIs. He's a left-handed hitter. And he slices it to left field. Long run for O'Rourke. At the 318 sign, in front of the warning track, he makes the catch to retire the side. So, here after a half an inning of play, the Mariners get on the board. It's the Mariners 1, the Knights come in to bat. On the mound for the Seattle Mariners is Jacob deGrom. Jacob is making his 32nd appearance on the mound. He's 11-10 with a 3.74 earned run average. And leading off for the Bronx Knights is Mighty Max Lukelich, hitting .312. He has 4 homers and 42 runs batted in. He also has 39 stolen bases. First pitch of the game from deGrom. Line drive to center. Right there is the center fielder, makes the catch. One pitch, one away. Starting lineup for the Bronx Knights. Max Lukelich is in center. Don Mattingly is at first. Chris Ramos at second base. Mike O'Rourke's in left. Jacob Salazar is the shortstop. Benny LoCicero is in right. Matt Saps is your DH. Matt Termini is at third. And batting ninth is Anthony Millo playing catcher. Don Mattingly, the number 2 hitter in the Knights lineup, hitting .339. Takes the first pitch outside. Ball one. 23 homers, 107 RBIs. Seattle Mariners 16 games out in the American League West, but of course they're in possession of one of the 2 wildcard spots in the American League. Pitch is high, count evens at 1-1 strike. So that first pitch was actually called a strike by the home plate umpire. Wide strike zone for this umpire. So the count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Don Mattingly. In the dirt, 2-1. And it is a bloop to center field, and it will drop in there for a base hit. So Mattingly is on first with 1 out. Bloop base hit to center field. So next up is the man that the fans are waiting to see, Chris Ramos, the second baseman, with 63 home runs on the season, now with 6 games left. He has 165 runs batted in, and he takes a fastball at the knees for strike 1. 363 average. Starting second baseman for the American League All-Star game this season. Late on the curveball, slicing into the seats. The count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. He has 221 hits on the season. And he swings and skies it to left. Benintendi is there. Easy play for the second out. And you can hear the collective groan from the hometown fans as they're looking for fireworks, but there's none to be had here in this bottom of the first at the Yankee Stadium. So next up is the cleanup hitter, Mike O'Rourke, left fielder, hitting .341, 36 homers, 114 RBIs. Also starter in the All-Star game this season, starter at left field. Runner at first is Mattingly. Pitches outside, change up, ball 1. High and outside, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. Count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Backdoor slider in there. Count is 1-2. Jacob deGrom is bringing his A game from the dugout, it appears. So the count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the first, 1-0 lead for Seattle. Mattingly leads off first. Here's the pitch. Late on the 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Count will stay right where it is. Checks the swing. The changeup is low. Count will go full, 3-2. So Mattingly will be on the move on this payoff pitch. Here it comes. And it's a slow bouncer to the second baseman. Cavan Biggio flips it to first to retire the side. So at the end of 1 inning of play here in Classic Yankee Stadium, it's the Seattle Mariners 1, the Bronx Knights 0. So we go to the top of the second. Second baseman Cavan Biggio steps up to the plate. He's hitting .275 on the season. 26 homers, 82 runs batted in. He is the son of Hall of Famer Craig Biggio. 3,000 hit second baseman, also played a little catcher. He pulls it hard but foul into the seats. Strike 1. Bumgarner steps and delivers. Okay, here we go. We're on the PA system. So Cavan Biggio fouls off the second pitch. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Just misses inside with the curveball, and the look on Bumgarner's face, he can't believe the call from the home plate umpire. Count is 1-2. Left-handed hitter against the lefty Bumgarner. And it's a line drive past the reaching shortstop Salazar and into left center field. It is a leadoff single for the Seattle Mariners here in the top of the second inning. Here's the replay. Just reached out and poked it the other way. So with a runner at first, up steps Donovan Casey. Designated hitter today. He's hitting .246, 14 homers, 47 runs batted in. Sets and delivers. Ground ball up third base line, foul. Count is 0-1. And it's a line drive towards right center field. It is a base hit. And the Seattle Mariners have runners at first and second and nobody out. So with a 1-0 lead, they're threatening for more here in the second inning. So AJ Pollock steps up to the plate. He has no average, no production, so I can only assume that this is his first game. Maybe he is a September call-up, and this is his first action in the majors. Fouls off the fastball, 94 on the radar gun, strike one. Runners lead off first and second, nobody out. Swing and a miss out in front of the curveball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Pollock. Fouls off the cut fastball, squibs it behind home plate. Count will stay right where it is. We'll do it again. Grounder to Ramos, flips it to second for 1, back to first. Double play, 4-6-3 double play. 2 outs. Runner at second moves to third. It's a fair trade. So on the replay, as you can see, hits it the other way. Ramos, 2-hopper, spins, throws to Salazar at short, throws over to Mattingly at first. 4-6-3 double play. So 2-out runner at third, and up steps the number 9 hitter, Kyle Farmer, the catcher, hitting a .174, 1 homer, 6 RBIs on the season. Outside corner, strike 1. So Kyle Farmer is either an injury replacement or again another September call-up with 6 games left in the season. And he pops him up in the infield. Mattingly slides over, makes the catch to retire the side. So no runs, 2 hits, 1 left on. At the end of 1.5, it's Seattle 1, Bronx nothing. So leading off the bottom of the second inning is the shortstop Jacob Salazar, hitting .323, 16 homers, 96 RBIs. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty, Jacob deGrom. And he's late on the fastball that slices down the left field line, out of play for strike number 1. So he's at 96 RBIs. Obviously, he would love to get to the century mark before the season is over. 2-hopper to the third baseman. Throws to first, high throw, but in time, 1 away. Defensive alignment for the Seattle Mariners in the outfield from left to right is Benintendi, Pollock in center, and Nelson Cruz in right. And in the infield from left to right, it's Drew Mendoza, Tatis Jr., Biggio, Freddie Freeman at first, with Kyle Farmer behind home plate. So next up is the right fielder for the Bronx Knights, Benny LoCicero. Benny takes a pitch in there, strike 1 on the outside corner. 298, 34 homers, 124 RBIs. He was also a member of the American League's All-Star team this season, but he was not a starter. Played a few innings in right field, but did not start the game. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Pitch is low, 1-2. And it hits him. Gets him right above the knee. So with 1 out, the Bronx Knights will have a base runner. He didn't flinch. So next up, with runner at first, is the DH Matthew Saps. Natural second baseman, hitting .312, 32 homers, 106 RBIs. Plays a little shortstop, a little third base, mostly designated hitter. Pitches outside, ball 1. I mean, when you have Chris Ramos hitting 63 home runs and playing second base, you're not really going to get a chance to start there. Inside corner with the fastball, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. But of course, Matt Saps could easily start as the second baseman on any other team. Pitch to first. LoCicero slides back in. So again, runner at first, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1-0 lead for Seattle. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. LoCicero has 17 stolen bases on the season. And that's a hard line drive down the left field line, but curving into the seats, out of play. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Saps. And he's going. Pitches outside, throw down to second is not in time. So Benny LoCicero has himself a stolen base. Here's the replay. Nice throw, but honestly, he just stole it on the pitcher. So runner will be in scoring position with a full count on Saps and 1 away. Swing and a miss out in front of the slider. He strikes him out, and there's 2 away. That's Jacob deGrom's first strikeout of the game. Just a nasty slider on the outside corner, out in front. So next up is the third baseman, Matt Termini. Matt is hitting .314 with 11 homers and 76 RBIs. Checks his swing inside off the plate, ball 1. So runner in scoring position, the tying run, here in the bottom of the second inning. And it's a deep drive towards the right center field gap. Long run for the outfielders, and they will make the catch. Center fielder Drew Mendoza made a long strides over the shoulder catch to retire the side. So at the end of 2 innings of play, it's a 1-0 lead for Seattle. So top of the third, the lineup turns over for the Mariners. Benintendi is back up there. He had a solo home run in his first at-bat. The only run on the board. Takes a pitch at the knees for strike 1. The shift is on. So 3 infielders on the right side of the infield guarding against the pull against the lefty Benintendi. Only Matt Termini is on the left side of the infield. Yanks it, foul, strike 2 on Benintendi. Andrew Benintendi plays for the Boston Red Sox in real life. And he yanks it. Wait, no, this time he slices it down the third baseline, foul. Count remains, no balls and 2 strikes. Just gets a piece of the changeup. Stay alive. He sets and delivers. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes on Benintendi. In the dirt, breaking ball, count is 1-2. So Madison Bumgarner started the season in the bullpen, but by the time the season was over, he became a regular in the starting rotation. He's 12-4 on the season. Fouls it again upstairs behind home plate. Out of play. Count remains 1-2. Just misses inside with the curveball. 8 pitches this at bat. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Benintendi's making him work. Fouls it again, slicing down the third base line, out of play. Here comes pitch number 10 of this at-bat. And he lines it, pulls it up the first base line, foul ball into the dugout. And that's a line drive to center field, but shoestring catch for the center fielder, Max Lukulich. Nice play, and there's 1 away. So the American League West standings, Bronx Knights, 103 wins, 53 losses. Seattle, 87-69, 16 games back in the division. As I said earlier, the Seattle Mariners currently possess one of the 2 wild cards in the American League. So we're looking at 2 playoff teams here in this matchup in late September. So with 1 away, up steps the left-handed Drew Mendoza. He's 0 for 1. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. Curveball is low, count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Ground ball to Mattingly. Throws it to the pitcher covering. Bumgarner beats him to the bag, and there are 2 away. Nice play by both the first baseman and pitcher, working in in tandem with each other. So with 2 outs, Fernando Tatis Jr. popped out in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Steps up here in the top of the third. Seattle has a 1-0 lead over the Bronx Knights here in this first game of a 3-game set. Cut fastball is low, ball 1. In his last 10 games, Tatis Jr. has 3 homers and 8 runs batted in, so he's been productive. He's late on the fastball, fouls it up the first base line. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Fernando Tatis Jr. is the cover boy for MLB The Show 21, which is due out later on, well, I could say this month, because is it April 1st yet? Point is it'll be later in April. I would say that it is in the evening of March 31st, but any minute now, the calendar will... Oh! O'Rourke in left just watches it go. Second deck in left field. Fernando Tatis hits his 33rd homer, a solo shot, and the Seattle Mariners have an early 2-0 lead here in the top of the third. My goodness. Took the breath out of my lungs with that. It was a deep, deep shot pulled down the third base line. Oh my goodness. Projected 432 feet. No, forgive me. That wasn't the second deck. That was the upper deck for Fernando Tatis Jr. So it's a 2-0 lead for Seattle. So next up is Nelson Cruz, who singled in the first inning. Second plate appearance. Late on the fastball. Bangs off of the fence in front of the visitor dugout. Count is 0-1. Checks his swing, but the curveball's in there. Strike 2. Swing and a miss, and the cut fastball. Strike 3 called. Side is retired. But not before the cover boy hits a solo home run. After 2.5 innings of play, it's the Mariners 2, the Knights nothing. So we will go to the bottom of the third. Up steps Anthony Millo, who in his last 4 games is 8 for 15. That's a .533 clip. Overall, he's hitting .258, 14 homers, 64 runs batted in. So he's been hot lately. He leads off the bottom of the third. Hard ground ball to the second baseman. Kevon Biggio fields, fires, 1 pitch, 1 away.
Now batting, number 39.
So the lineup turns over for the Bronx Knights. It's Max Lukelich up again. Center fielder, he lined out in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty DeGrom. Pitches inside, off the plate, ball 1. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball in the outside corner. And he pops him up. On the outfield grass is Biggio, the second baseman, waves off. Everyone makes the catch. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the third. So, as I mentioned in the pregame show, right now the Bronx Knights and the Tampa Bay Rays are in competition with each other for the most wins in order to get home field advantage throughout the playoffs in the American League. They both have 103 wins entering play. Mattingly steps up to the plate with 2 outs and fouls off the first pitch, strike 1. Donnie Baseball has 208 hits on the season. Count is 0-1. Pitches low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck, Chris Ramos with his 63 home runs. But he'll have to step up to the plate in the 4th as Mattingly sends a shallow fly ball to right center field. Center fielder catches it. A.J. Pollock to retire the side. At the end of 3, it's a 2-0 lead for Seattle. So we go to the top of the 4th. Up steps Freddie Freeman, the first baseman, who's 0 for 1.
The first baseman, number 5.
Left-handed batter against the lefty Madison Bumgarner. Inside corner with the fastball, strike 1. Freeman versus Bumgarner in this fictional universe, 15 for 37, which is over 400 batting average. So Freeman sees him well. And that's another line drive. Make that 16 for 38. So leadoff single for Freddie Freeman. And they have a runner on to lead off the top of the fourth. It's just, again, they had the shift on and he hit it the other way on the other side of the second base bag in the vacated hole in shortstop. So the shift, while it works sometimes, is certainly biting them today. Next up is Cavan Biggio. Left-handed hitter takes cut fastball strike at the knees. Biggio had a single in the second inning. He's 1 for 1. Runner leads off first is Freeman. Pulls it foul. Count is 0-2 on Biggio. Misses outside with the fastball. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Deep drive towards the gap. Long run for LoCicero. He will not make it. The ball bounces off the fence. But the runners on base did not respond. They thought the ball was going to be caught. So Freeman couldn't get any further than second base. So even though it made its way all the way to the 385-foot sign in right center field, it's only first and second. However, that's the bright side. The glass half empty is it's first and second with nobody out here in the top of the fourth with Donovan Casey, who already has a single in this game. So steps up there for a second plate appearance. In there, strike 1 to the right-handed hitter. Ground ball, hard ground ball, just misses the third base bag. And the count is 0-2. Casey has a sub 200 batting average with runners in scoring position, so he has not done well with that runner on second base. But this time, he delivers a base hit to right. He makes the turn at third and heads on home. It's an RBI single for Donovan Casey, and the score is now 3-0 here in the top of the fourth. Still, nobody out. Madison Bumgarner in 3+ innings has given up 8 hits and 3 earned runs. So he certainly has not come out of the bullpen with any kind of authority or conviction. He is getting batted around, and now the rain is starting to fall. So we're going to go to the bullpen. And we're going to go and get somebody warmed up. Let's go with, let's get Telly warmed up. And let's go out to the, let's send the pitching coach for a mound visit. So again, nobody out here in the top of the fourth. It's a 3-0 lead for Seattle. Runners are at first and third with nobody out. AJ Pollock, who's 0 for 1 on the season, grounded out in the second inning. It's his first at bat here in this franchise season. Bumgarner is still on the mound. Throws a pitch at the knees, strike 1. Misses inside. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike on AJ Pollock. Oh, that's a high, deep drive to left. Back goes O'Rourke to the track. The wall, it is gone. It's a 3-run home run for AJ Pollock. It's her first home run of the season. And just like that, the Seattle Mariners here in the top of the fourth inning have a 6-0 advantage on the Bronx Knights. And the crowd is just in a stunned silence. Here's the replay. High deep drive. No chance for O'Rourke in left. So, manager's going to go to the bullpen and get Telly Argios and put him in the game. He's seen enough. Bumgarner just didn't have it today. Calls for the right-hander. In relief is Telly Argios. He's making his 44th appearance out of the bullpen. He's 6-5 with a 5.04 earned run average in a little over 94 innings of pitch this season. Bounced back and forth between the starting rotation and the bullpen. Never quite found a home in either one. So he's facing The bases are empty. There's still nobody out. Kyle Farmer, the catcher, the number 9 hitter, who's 0 for 1. So first pitch from Telly. Swing and a miss to the 2-seam fastball, strike 1. So Kyle Farmer's hitting $170 on the season. Certainly nothing to be proud of. Breaking ball in there, strike 2. So it's going to be an uphill battle in this game for the Bronx Knights as they're losing 6-0 in the 3rd. Checked out the 4th. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ball in the dirt. And he pops it up down the right field line, finds its way, hits the tarp, bounces into the seats. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Misses inside, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that's a deep drive to left, but playable for Michael O'Rourke. He makes the catch for the first out here in the top of the 4th. So the line for Madison Bumgarner, 3+ innings, 9 hits, 6 earned runs, no walks, only 1 strikeout. That is a line that, believe me, tomorrow morning he will have washed away from his memory. So the leadoff man, Andrew Benintendi, is 1 for 2. He had a solo home run to lead off the game. Steps up against Telly Argios with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. That's a line drive which is going to find its way right between the left and center fielders and roll all the way to the full wall. Makes a big turn at second but will hold. It's a 1-out double for Benintendi. That's number 38 on the season. And here's the replay. Just serves it into that left center field gap. O'Rourke can't cut it off. Luklich catches it off on the rebound off the wall. So next up is Drew Mendoza. He's 0 for 2. He's got a runner in scoring position. The pitch. In there, strike 1. Ground ball to the second baseman. Routine play, and there's 2 away. Benintendi moves to 3rd on the out at first. So with 2 outs and a runner at 3rd, up steps Tatis Jr. 1 for 2 with a solo home run back in the 3rd inning. Ground ball, base hit through the box, and it's 7-0 Seattle. Hard ground ball, right back through the legs of the pitcher. He's 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. So next up is Nelson Cruz, runner at first, 2 away. Nelson Cruz is 1 for 2 with a single. In there, strike 1. 2-seam fastball. Misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Misses inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. And you could just see that the frustration on Telly's face as he thought that was a strike. This curveball inside, called a strike, count as 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at first. 7-0 lead for Seattle. Was in the same location and called it a strike. The previous pitch called it a ball. Swing and a miss. Out in front. Side retired. But they score 5 times. And at the end, at the 3.5 innings, it's the Mariners 7, the Knights nothing. So we will go to the bottom of the 4th. Up steps Chris Ramos. He's 0 for 1. He flew out in the 1st. Jacob deGrom sets and delivers. Outside ball 1. Pitch is high, 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. Yanks it hard towards the camera well on the right side. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Chris Ramos. That's a hard line drive. Base hit into the right field corner. It careens back so quickly to Nelson Cruz that he's unable to get a double out of it. So it's a 350-foot single. And the Bronx Knights have the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the fourth. Hits leaders in the American League. Chris Ramos leads the American League with 221 hits. Don Mattingly is third with 208. Jacob Salazar's fifth with 195. Mike O'Rourke's also on the list. So Bronx Knights all over that hits list, leaders list. Next up is Michael O'Rourke. Pitches outside, ball one. So runner at first, nobody out. 7-0 lead for Seattle. And he grounds it past the first baseman, Freeman, into right field. It's runners now at first and second, and nobody out for the Knights. Hard ground ball.
Now batting, not shortstop.
Past the first baseman and into right field. So next up is Jacob Salazar. 2 runners on, nobody out. He is 0 for 1. Pitches low, ball 1. So about a week ago in the schedule, outside 2 balls and no strikes on Salazar, Bronx Knights were losing 6-1, and they came back to win the game 11-8. Strike on the outside corner, 2-1 count on Salazar. So it is possible.
Ball 3.
Pitches low, hitters count, 3 balls and 1 strike on Salazar. Right fielder Benny LoCicero is on deck. Still nobody out. So he walks him. DeGrom is now facing bases loaded with nobody out.
Now batting, number
And up
38.
steps Benny LoCicero, who has 34 homers and 124 RBIs. He's no official at bat as he was hit by a pitch in the second inning. So this is officially hard ground ball, base hit through the right side. And it's going to be a 2-run single. He makes it there to second base on the throw home. I'm not sure if they're going to get... No, they're giving Benny LoCicero a 2-run double. That's double number 32 on the season. I would have thought that they'd give him a single, and then on the throw home, he made it to second. But it's a 2-run double for Benny LoCicero, and the score is 7-2. Now there are runners at second and third. Still nobody out for Matthew Saps. Saps struck out in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Fouls off the 99-mile-an-hour fastball, strike 1. So 2 runners in scoring position here. Just gets a piece of the fastball outside, and the count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Saps. In the dirt, blocked nicely by the catcher. No advance on the bases. So count is 1-2. Slider outside, count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Matthew. Did he check it?
Did he go?
According to the first base umpire, yes, he did. So the count will go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Saps. Nobody out, runners at second and third. 7-2 lead for Seattle. And that's a line drive which will dunk in there for a base hit. He will make it to second. Oh no, he's caught off third. Oh, caught off third, so it's 7-3. And the runner is caught off third base, so there's 1 out with a runner at second base. Bad base running decision here on the bases for the Bronx Knights. So currently it'll be first pitches at low to Matt Termini, the third baseman. He's 0 for 1. Flied out in the second inning. He's up there with Matt Saps at second in scoring position and 1 out. It's a 7-3 lead for Seattle. And he fouls it down the left field line, out of play. Matt Termini's hitting .322 with runners in scoring position. And that's the situation he's in right now with the runner at second base. Deep drive to right, back goes Nelson Cruz in front of the track, makes the catch for out number 2. Now that would have been a sacrifice fly, but unfortunately bad base running, and the runner got caught off third base. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth, and up steps Anthony Millo, who's 0 for 1. But he's been hot lately. Needs a hit to get Saps home from second. Let's see what happens. And it's a hard line drive, but right at Andrew Benintendi in left field to retire the side. But they scored 3 runs. And after 4 innings of baseball here in classic Yankee Stadium, it's Seattle 7, Bronx 3. So leading off at the top of the 5th is Freddie Freeman. He's 1 for 2. ttRPG is still out there, but I'm going to go to the bullpen. I'm just going to warm up some guys. Let's see. I'm going to warm up Jonathan Holder. I'm going to warm up Caleb Smith, a right-hander and a left-hander, just in case Telly starts to lose it. Didn't look so good in the previous inning, so. Lazy fly ball to center field. There is Lukelich in center. He makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away.
The batter, number 13.
So up next is the second baseman, Kevon Biggio. It's 2 for 2. 2 singles, scored a run. Faces the junk-throwing right-hander. Breaking ball in there at the knees, strike 1. Biggio has 26 homers on the season. Finds the outside corner with the breaking ball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Kevon. And he pulls the flat breaking ball into the seats down the first base line. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. RGS got away with 1 with that pitch. Swing and a miss for the changeup out in front. And that's out number 2 here in the top of the 5th. Nasty, nasty, slow pitch, just almost an ephus ball. Tried to hit it 600 miles, came up with nothing. So next up is Donovan Casey, who's 2 for 2. He has 2 singles, an RBI, a run scored. Up there with 2 outs, and the base is empty. Yanks a 2-seam fastball down the left field line, strike 1. Swing and a miss over the curveball. Count is 0-2 on Casey. He's 6 for his last 20. That's a 300 clip. The season average is 251, so a little hotter than usual. Count is 0-2 on Casey. Swing and a miss at the curveball out in front, and the side is retired. So strong second inning of work for Teliargios. And after 4.5 innings of play, it's Seattle 7, Bronx 3. So we go to the top of the bottom of the 5th. And before Max Lukelich steps to the plate against Jacob deGrom, I'm going to hit the pause button. I'm going to go over to options, press gameplay, and show that the hitting difficulty is on All-Star, and also the pitching difficulty is on All-Star. Now it's set to All-Star hitting and pitching for the entire season. No reason to change it now. Just want to show you guys in the event. First pitch in there at the knees, strike 1 from deGrom to Max Lukelich. In the event that I have a miraculous comeback, I don't want anyone to think that I changed the difficulty setting down to rookie. Fouls off the second pitch, count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. I don't want anyone to say, oh, he put it down, difficulty setting down to rookie so he could score all those runs and win the game. No, I did not.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
In the dirt, checks his swing. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Max. Here comes set and delivery. And that's a line drive over the head of the second baseman and into right center field. It is a leadoff single for Max Lukelich here in the bottom of the 5th. Max, I believe, has 38 or 39 stolen bases. I'm not 100% sure, but it's close to 40. I'm sure he'll be running. Not really a good decision. Breaking balls in there, strike 1 to Mattingly. He's 1 for 2 with a single in the first. Not a good decision to run, but knowing Max Lukelich, he'll be on the move. And it's a deep drive to right center field, but long running. Oh, nice play by A.J. Pollock in center field to run that down towards the gap. So 1 away, runner at first here in the bottom of the 5th. Up steps Chris Ramos, who's 1 for 2 with a single. But they're not here to watch him hit singles. They're here to watch him hit home runs. He's hitting .364. He has 63 homers and 165 runs batted in. Quick throw to first. Lukulich is back. Been in a little bit of a cold streak where home runs are concerned, but just because we expect him to hit them every at bat. Pitch is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. High and tight. Count is 2 balls and no strikes to Ramos. Next home run he hits, he'll tie Sammy Sosa. Pitch is low, 3 balls and no strikes. Will he have the green light? No, he will not. I do not swing on 3-0 pitches, even when you have 63 homers. In there, strike 1, 98 on the radar gun. Now the shackles are off. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at first. And he smashes it, but pulls it into the seats. The count will go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Will the runner be in motion, considering he has so much speed? We'll see. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. That's DeGrom's 2nd strikeout of the game. And here's the replay. Just blew it past him, flat out. So, Michael O'Rourke will step up with a runner at first and 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th. 1 for 2 with a single today. And he hits a deep drive. Back to the track, over the shoulder catch for Nelson Cruz to retire the side. So it's an official ball game. End of 5 innings. It's a 4-run lead for Seattle. They lead 7-3. So we go to the top of the 6th. A.J. Pollock is 1 for 2. He has 1 hit this season, a September call-up. That hit is a 3-run home run in his last at-bat. So first pitch from Telly, who's still on the mound. Late on the fastball, strike 1. Telly Argios is the kind of pitcher that doesn't even break 90 miles an hour. Can't break a pane of glass. Throws 4 different types of breaking pitches. Breaking ball in there, strike 2. Count is no balls and 2 strikes. He has to have location. He has to hit the corners. Otherwise, he'll get crushed on the major league level. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes on A.J. Pollock, the center fielder. Swings over the top of the split finger fastball, and he strikes him out. First out here in the top of the 6th. Nice, nasty, slow, sinking fastball from Telly. So the number 9 hitter steps to the plate. Kyle Farmer, the catcher. He is 0 for 2 today. 7-3 lead for Seattle here in game 1 of a 3-game series. Swing and a miss at the inside fastball, strike 1. Just misses outside. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Tries to chase a breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. Misses. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Farmer. Line drive caught by the shortstop, Jacob Salazar. There are 2 away. So bases empty, 2 out. Up steps the leadoff man, Andrew Benintendi. Left fielders, 2 for 3. He's got a homer, a double. Batting from the left side against the righty Argios. At the knees, strike 1. Breaking ball in there, strike 2. Ground ball to the only man standing on the left side of the infield, Matt Termini, from the shortstop position. Throws to first, in time, side retired after 5.5 innings of play. It's Seattle 7, Bronx Knights 3. So in the bottom of the 6th, Jacob Salazar steps up. He walked, scored a run today. Officially, he is 0 for 1. DeGrom is still on the mound.
Salazar.
And he yanks the fastball foul down the right field line. Strike one. Out in front. Pitch is low. Count is even at 1-1 to Jacob. Jacob is still stuck at 96 RBIs. Slider tries to backdoor the slider on the outside corner, but misses. 2-1. Change up outside. Hitters count. 3-1. Benny LoCicero's on deck. Ball 4, so he walks the leadoff man here in the top of the 6th. So next up is the right fielder, Benny LoCicero.
Number 38.
Benny has a hit in his first at-bat. He had a 2-run double. He's got 126 RBIs now. Change up outside corner, strike one. Runners off, pitch is high, throw down to second is high, not in time. It's a stolen base from Jacob Salazar, stolen base number 18 on the season. And now the Bronx Knights have a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch is high, count is 2-1 to LoCicero. Welcome to the stream. This is Bronx Knights Baseball. I'm RC Robbin. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Outside, hitters count, 3-1. Nobody out. Runner leads off second. It's a 4-run lead for Seattle. Here in this first game of a 3-game set at Classic Yankee Stadium. And he hits it high and deep, but slicing into the seats, out of play. Count will be full. 3-2 on Benny. Here comes the payoff pitch. And it's outside ball 4. And DeGrom proceeds to walk the first 2 batters here in the top of the 6th. Check that, the bottom of the 6th. So he's got a 4-run lead, and he gives a free pass to 2 runners in a row. That will give you manager agita. For those of you that don't come from the New York area, agita is acid indigestion. So Matthew Saps steps up, 2 on. Nobody out here in the 6th. Swings and misses out in front of the curveball, strike one. 2 right-handers warming in the Mariners bullpen, Victor Arano and Hunter Wood. Count is 0-1 on Matt Saps. Inside off the plate, count is 1-1. Oh, you like that, huh? There we go. Mr. Outlander, still listening. That's a hard line drive, but caught by the third baseman. For the first out of the inning, hit it right on the nose, but nice lunging attempt and catch by, I believe, Drew Mendoza over at third base. So 1 away, up steps Matt Termini, who's 0 for 2 today. Again, runners lead off first and second. Here's the pitch from DeGrom. Out in front of the slider, strike one. Matt Termini's hitting .320 with runners in scoring position this season. So, of course, he's comfortable with that runner over at second base. And that's a line drive caught by the, oh my goodness, caught by Cavan Biggio. Cavan Biggio is a second baseman, but he's like 6'4". He reached up, didn't even have to jump, caught that ball, the line drive. So there's 2 away here in the 6th. I'm here for the whole game. Well, I'm glad to hear it, Mr. Outlander. So, in there, strike one. It's Mad Clips. Nice work on the subs. Almost to 500. Keep up with the good work. Here's our gaming Facebook group. I'll post you here. Well, thank you very much, Maurice. It's a pleasure having a conversation with you. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for visiting. Swing and a miss. The count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. 2 runners on, 2 outs. Pitch is outside. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. The lead is 7-3 for Seattle. Checks the swing, or did he? First base umpire said yes, he did not swing. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th, 7-3 lead for Seattle. And he lines it, almost hits the first base coach, but it's a foul ball, and we'll do it again. Checks his swing again. Did not swing. Count will go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. With 2 outs, both runners will be in motion. A hit in the gap may score them both. Here's the payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. Caught him on the breaking ball, and they strand 2 runners. So, at the end of 6 innings of play here in Classic Yankee Stadium, it's Seattle 7, Bronx 3. Mr. Huff, thank you for joining the stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Any help that you can provide is much appreciated. Looking forward to joining Chris's stream the next time I get a chance. I didn't see him on today. In any event, it's the top of the 7th inning here at Classic Yankee Stadium. Drew Mendoza, the third baseman, is 0 for 3. Telly Argios is still on the mound. It's a 4-run lead for the Seattle Mariners here in the 7th. First pitch to Mendoza, finds the outside corner, strike 1. And that's a line drive, but right there is the charging center fielder Max Lukelich to make the catch, 1 away. Any luck promoting on Facebook? In all honesty, not really. I have a Facebook account that I don't use very much. I went there, I posted in a couple of Facebook baseball groups. I posted to basically my 200 some odd followers. Didn't get much traction, to be honest. I think the people that know me on Facebook are sick and tired of hearing my posts. But anyway, that was Fernando Tatis Jr. in his last at-bat hitting a home run. There's 1 out to the cover boy. He's 2 for 3. Here comes the pitch from Telly. Breaking ball is low, ball 1. So this is game number 157 of 162 game schedule. Swing and a miss at the 2-seam fastball, strike 1. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. After today, there'll be 5 regular season games left, and then the playoffs begin. And let's face it, that's when it really counts. Pitch is fouled back behind home plate. The count is 1-2 on Fernando Tatis Jr. Gets him with the breaking ball. Tatis is angry. He thought it was low. That's Argios' 5th strikeout in relief. So 2 away, and up steps Nelson Cruz, who's 1 for 3 with a single. I have to say that Telly, after a rocky first inning, breaking ball outside corner, strike 1. After a rocky first inning, he settled down and has kept that lead at 4, giving the offense an opportunity to come back. But unfortunately, they've left runners on in this game. And that's a lazy pop-up to left center field. In charges the center fielder, Lukelich. Makes the catch to retire the side. So, get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. It's a 4-run lead for the visitors, Seattle. They lead 7-3. So we will go to the bottom of the 7th. And in relief for the Seattle Mariners is Victor Arano, making his 25th appearance out of the bullpen. His record is 5-3 with a 6.92 earned run average. This may be a big drop-off from Jacob deGrom. And leading off for the Bronx Knights is Max Lukelich. He's 1 for 3. They need base runners. It's a 4-run deficit. Swings at the first pitch, fastball, fouls it off for strike number 1. So much for needing base runners and being patient. And this time he yanks the breaking ball foul up the first base line, and the count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Max. But that time he lines it into right field, and it will roll to the 314 sign, makes a big turn at first, heads to second, and it will be a leadoff double for Max. Mighty Max here in the bottom of the 7th. That's double number 35 on the season, and here's the replay. Swinging from his heels, hit it over the head of the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. And by the time Nelson Cruz could get that ball back in, he was standing on second base. So next up is Don Mattingly. 2 right-handers warming in the Mariners bullpen. Mattingly's 1 for 3 with a single. Takes a slider in there, strike 1. Mattingly was the 1985 American League Most Valuable Player for the New York Yankees. And that's a line drive which will find its way into the right center field gap and will take 1 hop. Oh, no, it won't. Nice cutoff by Nelson Cruz. But He'll make it to second on the RBI double. And the score is now 7-4 Seattle. Mattingly's 30th double of the season. So nice range over there in right field by Nelson Cruz, but by the time he got the ball back into the infield, the speedy Max Lukulich made his way all the way around from first base to score on the double. So it's a 3-run lead as Chris Ramos steps to the plate. Chris Ramos has 63 home runs. Jams him, swings at the first pitch, pops it up, short right field. Tatis makes the catch for the first out. This feels like a wasted opportunity. He's up there and he swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Mr. Huff, just posted on your stream in our new Facebook group. Thank you very much. I sincerely appreciate it. I will do my best to promote you guys as well. Chris Gaming. So Michael O'Rourke swings at the first pitch, pops it up to short right field. Cruz makes the catch for the second out. Mattingly still holding at second base in scoring position. I don't know, Maurice, if you have your own stream or not, but if you do, you should make a comment on this particular video and let me know what your stream is so that I can promote you as well. So with 2 outs and runner in scoring position, Jacob Salazar steps up. He's 0 for 1 officially in this ball game. Pitches outside, 2-seam fastball. Strike, ball 1. Jacobs hitting .359 with runners in scoring position. Changeup finds the outside corner. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. 7-4 lead for Seattle. 1 run has crossed the plate this inning. And he pops it up down the left field line, curving out of play. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Salazar. Victor Arano sets and delivers. Inside, gets way. Mattingly moves to third, so he'll be at third base with 2 outs. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wild pitch by Arano. Still, Salazar will need a hit to get him home. Just Chris 1 Gaming on YouTube. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was the both of you together or if you maybe had your own, and I didn't want to leave you out in the cold, obviously. So runner at third base and 2 away here for Jacob. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. And it is a fly ball towards left center field. Chasing it down is Benintendi, and they strand the runner at third. But they do get an RBI. They get a run scored on the RBI double by Don Mattingly. And at the end of 7 innings of play, it's a 3-run lead for the Mariners. They lead 7-4. So leading off the top of the 8th is Freddie Freeman. He's 1 for 3 with a single.
The first baseman, number 5, Freddie Freeman.
Late on the 2-seam fastball, strike 1 from Telly. Telly's still out there pitching here in the top of the 8th. I think this is his 4th inning of relief. Swing and a miss at the curveball, way out in front. Count is 0-2. All things considered, he's done a really great job up to this point, holding them in check, giving the offense an opportunity to get back into this game. Slow roller to his counterpart at first. Mattingly steps on the bag himself, and that's the first out here in the top of the 8th. So next up with 1 out is Kevin Biggio, however you'd like to pronounce it. Tomatoes. He's 2 for 3. He's got 2 singles and a run scored today. Bases empty, 1 away. That's a deep drive. O'Rourke into left center field is on his horse. He makes the catch on the warning track, 2 away. Nice range over there and left from Michael O'Rourke. He catches the second out. So Donovan Casey is 2 for 3 with 2 singles and an RBI. He's up there with 2 outs and the bases empty. The pitch from Telly. Fouls it back, strike 1. Hard ground ball to the shortstop. Salazar throws across, scooped out of the dirt by Mattingly to retire the side. So it's basically a 1-2-3 inning for Telly. After 7.5, it's Seattle 7, Bronx 4. Time to get moving. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Your attention, please.
In relief to pitch the bottom of the 8th is Steve Bedrosian. He's pitched in 41 games out of the bullpen. His record is 2-2 with a 5.09 earned run average. And he will face Benny LoCicero, who in his last at-bat had a 2-run double.
Number 38.
He got hit by a pitch. He walked, so officially he's only 1 for 1. Fastball outside, ball 1. Attendance here at Classic Yankee Stadium is 47,611. That is not a sellout. Inside off the plate, count is 2 balls and no strikes. I used to, as a kid and a teenager, go to Classic Yankee Stadium before it was torn down. Swings at the 2-0 pitch, pops it up near the left field line. Drew Mendoza makes the catch for out number 1.
Number 31.
They tore down Classic Yankee Stadium in 2008 to make way for new Yankee Stadium, which was built across the street. Matt Saps, 1 for 3 with an RBI single, steps up there with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Bases empty. Pitch is low, ball 1. And he grounds it up the third base line, foul. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. And it is a shallow fly ball to center, but playable. A.J. Pollock makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting, number 79.
Next up is Matt Termini, the third baseman. He's 0 for 3 today. He's up there with 2 outs and the bases empty. He has 11 home runs on the season. Swings and misses at the slider, strike 1. How was it watching Babe Ruth play? Line drive, base hit down the left field line and into the corner right next to the 318 sign. Termini makes a turn. He's standing at second. It's a 2-out double for Matt Termini. Actually, I used to play chess with, I'm so old, I used to play chess with Babe Ruth in the park before he became a major leaguer. I don't know if you know that. That's actually trivia. Oh, yeah. I'm 48. I look 38. I play like I'm 28. Line drive, it may drop in there. Will it drop in? No, it will not drop in. Caught by A.J. Pollock in center field to retire the side. So, we go to the top of the 9th. It's a 3-run lead for Seattle. The end of 8, 7-4. I'm educated like I'm 18. So, leading off the top of the 9th is A.J. Pollock. His 1 at-bat, 1 hit this season. It's the September call-up. His 1 hit's a 3-run home run in this game. Ground ball, base hit past the diving Ramos and into center field. So the leadoff man for the Seattle Mariners is on. And I think that's going to be all for Teliargios because he has pitched valiantly, and I'd hate to screw up his outing by pushing him a little too far. He's done a good job. Up steps Kyle Farmer. He's 0 for 3. Manager, bullpen, Jonathan Holder will come into the game.
Your attention, please.
In relief.
Now
Pitching in his 31st game out of the bullpen. His record is 0-3 with a 6.37 earned run average. He's bounced back and forth between the majors and the minors this season. Bit of a journeyman. Runner at first, nobody out here on the top of the 9th. Farmer is 0 for 3. Here comes the first pitch from Jonathan Holder. Grounds it weakly. Throws it over to first. It's basically a swinging bunt for Kyle Farmer. The runner makes it second. It was a little bit of a squibber. Termini couldn't quite get the ball over to second in time. Went for the safe out at first. So there's going to be a runner in scoring position for Andrew Benintendi here with 1 out. That's Benintendi in the first inning. Led off the game with a solo home run to make it 1-0 against Madison Bumgarner. Feels like 2 games ago. So, Benintendi's 2 for 4. Runner at second, 1 away. And he swings and slices it into the seats, out of play, strike 1. I got to read about you. Oh, I don't know. I'm a myth, man. I'm a legend. I'm a myth. I don't think anybody knew about me. Swing and a miss.
No ball.
Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. I've been calling games since the 1920s. Adam and Eve and RC. Yes, indeed, Mr. Outlander. Count is 0-2 on Benintendi. Just gets a piece of the changeup to stay alive. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Runner at second. 7-4 lead for Seattle. Foul back. I called games before they even had radio. That's how old I am. So, cut fastball. Swing and a miss at the cut fastball down by his knees. And there's 2 away. That's Jonathan Holder's first strikeout.
Up next for Seattle. The third
So,
baseman, Drew Mendoza.
so the third baseman, Drew Mendoza, is a left-handed hitter. He is 0 for 4 today. Runner at second and 2 away here in the top of the 9th. I'm sure they'd love that insurance run. Checks his swing, pitches in there, strike 1. And that's a hard line drive to center. It is a base hit. He's rounding third. He's heading home. Long throw from center is not in time. It is an RBI single for Drew Mendoza. And Seattle takes an 8-4 lead. And on the throw home, he goes to second. And now he's in scoring position with 2 outs. So it's back to being a 4-run lead for the Seattle Mariners as we approach the bottom of the 9th. Next up is Fernando Tatis Jr., who's 2 for 4 with a home run today. Line drive caught by Ramos to retire the side. So they get a run. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Last licks for the Bronx Knights. Seattle leads 8-4. We're going to do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. For Adam and Eve. We got to do this for Adam and Eve.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Coming on in relief is Hunter Wood.
Now pitching for Seattle.
He's 9-4. He does not have a save. His ERA is 5.04. Interesting decision by Seattle's manager. So, bottom of the 9th. Up steps Max Lukelich, who's 2 for 4 today with a single and a double.
Center fielder, number 39.
Inside, ball 1. Instead of bringing in a setup man or a closer, they bring in Hunter Wood. It's a fascinating decision.
Catch ball 2.
Pitch is high, count is 2 balls and no strikes. Max is the fastest player on the team. He has, if I'm not mistaken, 39 stolen bases. Pitch is at the knees, strike 1, count is 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 right-handers warming in the Mariners bullpen, Jairo Diaz and Nick Anderson. Getting loose. Swing and a miss, the fastball, count evens. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Max. Outside, count goes full. 3-2. Don Mattingly is on deck. 340, 23 homers, 105 RBIs for Mattingly this season. And Lukelich lines it down the right field line, out of play, and the count will stay full, 3-2. So he walks the leadoff man here in the bottom of the 9th. Lukelich is on first. Up steps Don Mattingly. 2 for 4 today is a single, a double, and RBI. Outside corner with the fastball, strike 1. Don Mattingly's a professional hitter. He was an all-star, gold glover. Not exactly a Hall of Famer, but chases a high fastball, and the count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Don Mattingly. Up next is the dangerous Chris Ramos. Outside, count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. It is high. It is far. It is Gonzo. It's a 2-run home run for Don Mattingly, his 24th of the season. RBIs number 106 and 107. And the score is now 8-6. Seattle Mariners here in the bottom of the 9th. Still nobody out. Oh, yeah! Let's look at the replay. Took a high fastball and pulled it down the left field line, short porch in right field. The only question was whether or not it would stay fair or foul, and it found itself inside that right field foul pole. Boom. And Hunter Wood knew it was gone the minute he let go of the pitch. So next up is Chris Ramos. He is 1 for 4 today with a single. Pitch is outside, ball 1. So now they need one runner on. With one runner on, oh, check that. The home plate umpire called that a strike.
Nope.
So the cut fastball's inside and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pardon me, I thought that first pitch was a ball. So count is 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 balls and 1 strike on Chris Ramos with his 63 home runs. And he pulls the cut fastball high and deep, but foul down the first base line. Just gets a piece of the high fastball to stay 2-2, protecting the plate. He's in protect mode. He knows what he needs to get on base to bring the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 9th. And that's a deep drive, but playable in right. Nelson Cruz makes the catch for out number 1. So today, Chris Ramos was 1 for 5 with a single. So in relief is Matt Stram. Now they bring in the closer with a 2-run lead and 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. Matt Stram has 37 saves and 44 opportunities, and his ERA is 4.18. And he will face Michael O'Rourke with a 2-run lead. Michael's 1 for 4 with a single today. Left-handed pitcher against left-handed batter. Misses. No, big strike zone from the home plate umpire. Thought it missed outside, but called it strike 1. Pops him up, left side. Drew Mendoza reaches into the first row of the stands and pulls it out for out number 2. And the Bronx Knights are down to their final out of the game. Up steps Jacob Salazar, switch hitter, now batting from the right side. He has 2 walks today. He's 0 for 2. He represents the final out of the ball game. And that's a line drive, base hit to right, and the tying run will come to the plate with 2 outs in the 9th here at Classic Yankee Stadium. So Jacob Salazar has singled to keep hope alive. So up steps Benny LoCicero, who's had a 2-run double today. He's 1 for 2. He also walked and was hit by a pitch. Pitch is high, ball 1. Left-handed hitter against lefty closer. Pitch is low. Count is 2 balls and no strikes on Benny. Benny has 34 home runs on the season and 126 RBIs. And he pulls it high and deep, but curling out of play, strike 1. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. And that's a deep drive, ladies and gentlemen. Back goes at the track. Nelson Cruz makes the catch to retire the side. Side retired. Ball game over. Seattle Mariners win 8-6. So Seattle takes this first game on the road, first game of a 3-game series against their rival, the Bronx Knights. The Bronx Knights are 103-54 on the season. The winning pitcher is Jacob deGrom. Let's do this the right way. So, Seattle, 8 runs, 13 hits, no errors. Bronx Knights, 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Jacob deGrom is the winner. Madison Bumgarner is the loser. Matt Stram gets the save. That's save number 38. And the player of the game is Andrew Benintendi of Seattle, playing left field. 2 for 5 with a homer and an RBI. So that was a presentation of Bronx Knights baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you so much for joining me. Please, if you can, if you're on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps the channel grow. Also, big thank you to the Outlander show. Check them out. They are great. Also, Chris1 Gaming on YouTube. Great channel. Great guys. So just, give them a look. Give them some likes. Give them some love. So there are 5 games left in the regular season, and then the playoffs begin. 5 more, and then the real season starts. Hope you'll be there with me as I drive towards the playoffs and hopefully the World Series. So the final here in Classic Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Seattle wins 8-6. Thank you so much for watching, and have yourself a great night.